Dick Durbin, Dianne Feinstein, Senator Bayh, Senator Dodd, Richardson,
John Kerry, Silvestre, Reyes, K. Bailey Hutchison, Charlie Crist, Howard Dean,
David Axelrod, Howard Wolfson.
Well, look, I don't think anybody going into that office can say, if you're not the president, oh, I've gotten a call at 3 a.m. and something terrible has happened in Russia.
You know, we talk about the red phone on the most important question that Senator Clinton has had to deal with in foreign policy, the red phone moment for her, the vote on the war in Iraq. She gave the wrong answer.
I remember one of those moments in the Senate. It was almost 2 a.m. on October 11th, 2002, and that's when we were called on to vote as to whether to authorize President Bush to invade Iraq.
I think she knows her stuff, and I think she knows the world, and I think knowing the world right now is extraordinarily important. Yes, I believe she is ready for a 3 a.m. phone call, and I don't believe Iraq was a 3 a.m. phone call.
It's a fair ad. It might not have been the ad that I would have run myself as I was there, but it's not outside of bounds. And Obama's response is Obama had a good response to it.
Well, I'm in the Intelligence Committee in the Senate, and we had a hearing 2-3 days ago, and they told us very directly, Bob, it's not a question of if we're going to be attacked again by al-Qaeda, it's a question of when.
I might add, you know, most of the time I think people are going to hear that phone ringing and they're going to rush to answer the phone and not see the ad. But leaving that aside, it strikes me that the ad is really deception and disingenuous.
A fight is going to go forward after Ohio and Texas. We're going to go to Pennsylvania, where a lot more Americans are going to vote, and we're going to be the nominee in Denver.
Even if Senator Clinton loses either Ohio or Texas?
I'm very optimistic, and so I'm not thinking pessimistically. I think we're going to do very well on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, 370 delegates will be decided. At the end of the night, we need to do an honest calculation. Who came out ahead in these 4 states, who didn't?
And by the way, I may still endorse before Tuesday, or I may not. Whoever has the most delegates after Tuesday, a clear lead, should be, in my judgment, the nominee. I think we got to be ready for a very strong John McCain.
Not only can she win, I believe she will win. The polls that we've been seeing don't normally take into account the areas where she's very popular, and that's the Latino community and the areas along the border.
I think one of the things that happened is that the Clinton campaign may have taken South Texas a little for granted. They knew that they were going to go in with this huge 30, 40, even 50% support among Hispanics.
I think the public is going to elect a nominee for the Democratic Party before we get to Denver.
If experience were the sole criteria, I say to my good friend Devin, then Joe Biden and I ought to be competing for the presidency today.
I think it's very important, though, that those delegates are seated, and I'm hopeful that the National Democratic Party, the Democratic National Committee, comes to the conclusion it's the right thing to do. Every vote must count. Every vote should count. And for the Republicans as well.
Look, there's 2 possibilities. One is that there would be such a redo as Governor Crist might suggest, and 2 is that the party would come and have some other alternative that they would try to push to the Credentials Committee.
You know, a running mate should not be picked on the basis of who can get most votes, because I think what you need in a running mate is somebody that is qualified to be president, that has experience, that is a good manager. Maybe I'm getting too much into answering
someone like a governor, for example.
You want to be his running mate?
I haven't advertised for that. No, it's not something I aspire to. I'm the governor of Florida, and I'm a blessed man.
John McCain has said that he in no way agrees with anything that would denounce or be derogatory about the Catholic Church. A number of Catholics are supporting John McCain.
And John McCain is already most likely exceeding his spending limit. He has material gain, which we did not, because he got on the ballot under false pretenses in Ohio and a couple of other states. And this is a long-term pattern with John McCain. Let's not forget, this is the John McCain that took $100,000 in campaign contributions and flew on corporate jets for the savings and loan magnate Charles Keating.
The number 2 Republican in the House of Representatives, the House Minority Whip, Roy Blunt of Missouri. Congressman, thanks very much for joining us.
Wolf, it's good to be with you. I wish you were here in the studio, but it looks like you're a pretty warm spot down there in Miami.
It's warmer here than it is there.
Talk to